Welcome to Most Loved Wrestling, the place where wrestling is most loved. And I wanted to talk about the Wyatt Sick6. And I know this happened on Monday, other things have happened, but I've spoke about that already. The one thing I have not spoke about is the Wyatt Sick6, and it's better late than never. So the Wyatt Sick6, or should I say the Wyatt 5, given that there's only 5 of them. No, I'm joking, I'm just playing. I already know that the Wyatt Sick6 is a play on the word 6, as in sick in the head, and the number 6. I already know this. That was probably the best piece of cinematics that I've seen in the WWE outside of AJ Styles versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania in the Boneyard match. These men said that there's going to be a massacre. I guess WWE management didn't take them seriously, but boy, these guys said what they said and they did what they did. They came there and they massacred everything. I was the one putting out threats saying that if I see another QR code, I'ma kill somebody. But little did I know I was so inadequate, and there was other people that was much more suited for the job of killing people, because these lot came there and they did the business. We literally saw enough murder for a year just on that one episode of Raw. So I'm glad that I get to maintain my freedom. That's precious. But let's talk about it. Bray Wyatt, without him, I thought that this whole thing was going to be a flop, going to be a fumble, because I thought it required his genius. But I can confidently tell you that I am no longer afraid. My trepidation for this arrival has been completely erased. But the Wyatt Sick6, are they good guys? Are they bad guys? Who are they? What are their motivations? But I just gotta say, first impressions of the Wyatt Sick6, Bray Wyatt would be proud. Bray Wyatt would definitely have co-signed that. He would definitely have said, this is the type of story that I want to do. Because everything that you saw there, tell me you can't imagine Bray Wyatt being amongst that. Bray Wyatt portraying that. You've seen everything he's done with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss and all them things there. You know what he's on. And you know that fit the bill. You know he would have been happy with that. Let's just hope that they keep that up. And you know this delivered, because on Monday, it's the only thing you could find on the internet. Anything to do with wrestling that you saw, Wyatt Sick6. And that's the desired result. That's how you know that it landed. But let's go to who they are. So Nikki Cross, she's the one that is portraying Abby the Witch. I'm not sure if Abby the Witch and Sister Abigail are the same thing, but I believe they are different, because he would have just said Sister Abigail rather than Abby the Witch, because Sister Abigail was always spoken about from day one. But before this, she was walking around looking into the abyss, just staring blankly, like unresponsive. She was getting eliminated out of battle royals, royal rumbles, all of that kind of stuff, and there was never any response, no answer back from her. So they could easily incorporate this as to why that was happening to her. It easily explains how she wound up at the Wyatt Sick6. Eric Rowan is the man behind the mask of the Rambling Rabbit. He's an original Wyatt family member. He's one half of the Bludgeon Brothers with Luke Harper, RIP. So for him, he takes the least explanation of how he's here. It just makes sense that he would go back to his Wyatt family. Now Dexter Loomis, he's the one wearing the mask of Mercy the Buzzard. Let's just say with him, it absolutely makes sense that he's a part of this. There is nowhere more welcoming for social misfits than the Wyatt family compound. And this man can finally put all that serial killer antics that he was dealing with to good use. Huskus the Pig, he's been portrayed by Joe Gacy. Now I know I said this about everybody so far, but it makes sense that Joe Gacy is a part of this faction. Like, this motherfucker was literally Bray Wyatt 2.0. From early, he was replicating a gimmick down on NXT. You could know where he could turn around and tell you, I've never seen that Bray Wyatt guy before. No, you watched Bray Wyatt and you wanted to be just like him, 100%. And I'm sure he'd probably admit it. Bray Wyatt's not a bad person to want to be like. But it makes sense that he lost his family, he lost his cult, was abandoned, was by himself, and then Uncle Howdy found him and gave him back a family, gave him back a cult, and gave him back a way. And if you watched him, you could tell that WWE always kind of wanted something for him. They always saw his potential. And now I feel like this is the time where they're going to tap into that. Watch out for him. And plus, he's got this sick finisher called Upside Down. I know it's just a backflip and a clothesline, but the way he delivers it, such a big guy being so athletic, it just looks too good. Now, Uncle Howdy, that's the real life brother of the late, great Bray Wyatt. Yeah, formerly known as Bo Dallas, yeah, it's that guy we know. And respect to him, he decided, you know what, I want to pay tribute to my brother by living out his legacy, by finishing his story and keeping his memory alive. Like, unlike the rest of his faction and stablemates, he didn't have a past where he was doing a gimmick that was fit to be in this group. But there's nothing more fitting to say I'm a part of this group than being biologically tied to the origins of the group. Like, that's literally his relative. There's nothing else that needs to be explained. He's the first person that should be in the group. And if people wanted to say, well, he wasn't creepy and ominous before, so what's going on? Like, how did you arrive here? It's easy told. You know what? He wasn't on TV at the time. My brother, he showed me the way, and I didn't believe him at first. Close towards the end of his life, I started to see the story that he was trying to tell me and see that he was right all along. So I started to follow him down this path. I became Uncle Howdy. And now that he's gone, it doesn't mean that the work's over. I'm going to continue his work. And I'm going to finish everything that he started. You can just sell it like that. You know what I mean? My brother was right all along. And now I'm just going to do the work that he set up. It's that simple. I follow his motive now. Now, are they good guys? Are they bad guys? I personally don't think they're going to be either good or bad. I feel like their morality is going to be based on who they're up against and what their objective is. So if you're standing in the way of the objective or what they perceive as the bigger picture, then they are going to show no remorse in cutting you down and whatever they do to you, whether you be a babyface or whether you be a clean. And that's from Roman Reigns to Cody Rhodes. Which opens the question, what is going to be their motive? Why are they here? What are they looking for? What are they looking to do? Now, I don't fucking know, so I do not know why you are asking me this. However, I will attempt on giving you the answer. I think it's going to be very similar to like the early days of Bray Wyatt, where he was telling people they're hypocrites, telling them they're liars, they're sinners, all of these things. I think it's going to be that type of avenue. So they're going to be going after people, beating them down, whoever they feel has done wrong, things like jealousy, betrayal, lies, deception, all of these different things, hypocrisy. They're going to be looking at these kind of people and targeting them, you know, to show them this is the punishment for your errors. Or it could be like Kane and Bray Wyatt both done to John Cena, where they were saying, you know, embrace the hate. It could be that type of thing that they're going to be doing to people. Probably going to go after people that are kind of similar to them and be like, we're trying to draw the evil out of you, or draw this, you know, you're trying to be fake, like leaning into trying to be human like the rest of them, the way society wants you to be, but you can be yourself and we're going to draw that out of you. It could be one of those kind of things. But that's the thing with these supernatural gimmicks. There's not really much limitations to like where it can or cannot go. Or they just might be on like what they did on Raw, going around reaping absolute havoc, which I don't mind, by the way. But I do think the power that they have would come from us, the audience, not fully understanding their motivations. Like Cody, we understood that he wanted to get the WWE Championship because it's the title that his father never had and no one in his family never had, but his dad had it for 5 seconds by winning a count out, but that does not count. So we understood his motivations fully. They're supernatural. The best thing for us is to not understand them and not be able to relate, because you shouldn't be able to relate to somebody like that if you buy tickets to events and watch TV, because that would make you what we call normal. You're a status quo level person. These people are not the status quo. They're six. That type of thing wouldn't limit them to in-ring storytelling. It allows them to go outside like Bray Wyatt did and have more cinematic kind of storytelling. And that's where I think a lot of this needs to be done. It needs to be a lot of cinematics like what we just got on Monday Night Raw. It cannot be a bunch of in-ring performances, because that makes them seem more human. We don't want it to seem like their purpose is to become WWE champion and all them things. I think they should probably go for them kind of things at some point, or, you know, because it's always best to be in the main event picture against the champion to get these kind of people over, to get anybody over. But the less you do that with them, it avoids them looking too human and becoming too exposed, and keeps them special. And that's the main thing, you need to keep them special. And Alexa Bliss, where does Alexa Bliss fit into all of this? Does she fit in the Wyatt Sick6 at all? Or is she just a sixth member that we were talking about and we're just waiting for her to come back? Because last time we checked, she was having a baby. Last time we saw her in the WWE, before that, she was beefing with Bianca Belair and she showed absolutely no signs of Bray Wyatt affiliation. However, what we do know about her is she's got history with Nikki Cross, a lot of history with Bray Wyatt. Nikki Cross is portraying Abby the Witch, and we've seen in the past that Bray Wyatt can put her into like a hypnotic state where she can either wild out and attack people, or she just abandons whatever she's doing and just walks to the back. So maybe Uncle Howdy has them same powers as Bray Wyatt, and he's able to call upon her, and that can explain her now coming to the Wyatts as the sixth member of the Wyatt Sick6. Or is the sixth member just the spirit of Bray Wyatt, like them carrying the lantern around, the idea of Bray Wyatt, them using the music, his fireflies, all of that stuff. Like, I see a lot of people suggesting that online. I personally like that idea the most, because originally, before he passed, the Wyatt Sick6 was something that was coming into progression, and he would have been the sixth man. Well, he'd have been the first man, but there would have been 5 other people around him, so they could keep that mold. They don't need to really change it to just make it visual for the people that there is 6 folk in this group. They don't need to do that. And remember, Alexa Bliss, she snaked Bray Wyatt. I think that was his last WrestleMania that he was at. She snaked that man and cost him the match. So she has no business trying to be gang now. She don't deserve to be part of the group. And I know there's some Alexa Bliss fans punching the air right now, but I don't care. She snaked that man, and I wanted him to win that match so badly. It's her fault. But I'm absolutely looking forward to whatever it is they're going to do going forward. I'm definitely going to be tuning into SmackDown. I'm definitely going to be tuning into the following Raw. And speaking of such, what they need to not do is restrict these man to only being on Raw. It does not make sense. What they need to do is restrict the other superstars from going on from roster to roster. If you are Raw, you stay on Raw. If you are SmackDown, you stay on SmackDown. Then you allow the Wyatt Sick6 to be just maneuvering from Raw to NXT to SmackDown, doing whatever type of chaos, or even NXT Level Up can get licked down. They need to have them being chaotic. That way, if you've got the other people locked down into their rosters, but these guys are just turning up wherever and whenever, they just killed a bunch of people, it allows us to believe that, hold on, yo, these guys, they are truly out of control. And that's what you want. That's the desired result once again. But I'm glad that the lifetime of QR codes is now well and truly over. And at least if we get a QR code again, it's not for the same shit. It's just because it's part of the gimmick now. They are here. I can live with that. I can't take you doing that via shit where you say that you're coming for years but you never turn up. Don't do that. I'm also glad to know that I get to continue to go through life knowing that I never had to take another, because I spoke too much by saying that's what I was going to do. And I don't want nobody to think I'm not a man of my word and that I don't stand on business. So I would have had to do it, unfortunately. But thank you for listening to my bullshit. Don't forget to leave a like. Remember to subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below.